Bryan ain't gonna beg you to stay. He's a man who respects one's decisions and would never make someone feel like he's forced to stay. Even if he really cares for you, he knows that it's best if one is truly happy with his or her decisions. He's a strong believer on independence and individual happiness. He will not be the one to make people stay in a relationship if they are not sure about it. He's familiar with the idea of you do you. Bryan also seeks to promote respect in all relationships and encourages people to do the same. He strongly opposes to manipulation or threats in order to make someone stay. For him, true love comes when somebody is willingly staying in the relationship without putting any pressure. Bryan encourages people to think for themselves and to decide what is best for them. He believes that consent is a very important factor in relationships. Without it, relationships can become toxic and can be damaging to people's mental health. That's why he wants people to have the strength to not let themselves be taken advantage of. He also doesn't believe that changes are fair if both sides are unable to agree. Bryan firmly stands by the fact that nobody should ever be forced to change something just because someone else wants them to. In relationships, communication and respect should come first, and Bryan focuses on this. He encourages people to speak out and discuss what makes them happy or uncomfortable. He also reminds people that nothing is ever set in stone. No matter how long or short the relationship is, it's always up to change. Bryan reminds us that not all relationships have longevity, and that's okay. There is no shame in seeking different experiences and trying different things. He's always reminding us of the things we should be looking for in relationships, such as communication, respect, understanding, and support. He also stresses the importance of communication in relationships. Communication is key in order to be able to talk about one's feelings and concerns. Bryan wants people to stay true to themselves and to focus on what matters to them. He encourages people to pursue the things they are truly passionate about. He challenges us to be the best versions of ourselves, and to know when it's time to take a step back and reflect on what we want. He reminds us that one of the most important things in life is to be happy with ourselves. He believes that that same joy should be present in our relationships as well. He teaches us that our relationships should never be a competition. Everyone has different needs and desires. He motivates us to be more open and honest with the people we love. If we don't express ourselves, it could lead to misunderstandings and preventing ourselves from getting what we need. Bryan understands that relationships can be hard, but he makes us realize that the effort is worth it if our needs are being met as well. He teaches us to never be afraid to start a conversation and to be honest about how we feel. After all, relationships should feel fulfilling for both sides. He makes us understand that it's not a good idea to stay in a relationship out of guilt or fear. Relationships should be based on choice and not pressure. Bryan also wants us to reflect on our relationships in order to figure out if it's still beneficial for both of us. We should always put our own happiness first. He believes that all relationships should be mutually beneficial and satisfying. Otherwise, there's no reason to stay in a relationship if it does not make us feel good. One of his main messages is, don't be afraid to let go. Nobody should ever be held back from reaching their full potential because of a toxic relationship. Bryan supports the idea of being in a relationship that gives us a reason to be happy in a relationship. We should never have to feel forced to stay. He gave us words of wisdom that encourages people to never settle for less than they deserve, and to never feel like they have to beg someone to stay. Bryan doesn't support relationships where one person is completely devoted and the other doesn't give anything back. He wants people to be able to recognize that